of Texas, and much like Brenda Freese taking on South Carolina, Wayne Burroughs, and I guess you try to learn a little something, right? And 154 loss to Baylor University. We'll be talking about Baylor University in terms of women's basketball well into March, correct, Coach?
I'm sure you will. They have a fantastic team. Kim does a great job with our group. They're on all four cylinders right now, and they're pretty much in mid-season form at this point. They're shooting the ball well. They're rebounding extremely well. They're 6'7" and 6'5" across the front line. The high lows is pretty easy to work with.
Well, and these games get scheduled, and you go off, you fly off. What's your message to your girls? In a game like this where you're going in, you walk out on the floor, and you can immediately see the differences. And it's probably not the first or the last time any of your kids have been involved in something like that. Certainly at the high school level, it happens from time to time. And most of your girls came from pretty good programs as well, probably on the other side of that. But, there is a whole different level of stuff going on in college basketball for the ladies where, the Baylors and the South Carolinas and, the old school Tennessees and Connecticut's and whatever, they really are at a different kind of level, right?
Yeah, they are. And it's interesting that, I tell our kids that we're going to go play hard no matter what. We're going to play hard for 40 minutes, and at the end of the game, they're going to know that they win the basketball game with Coppin State. And that's what I emphasize a lot. And the other night against Baylor, we were outmatched, but, the official said, and Kim all said at the end of the game, that your team played extremely hard, and they're going to do very well throughout this season. And that's all you can ask. Like you said, you're totally outmatched. But, it's a money game that we have to play, for our program to survive. And, I enjoy doing it. The kids enjoy, the people at Waco were extremely nice, and they treat us very well.
Well, and then obviously you're better players. This really gives them a chance to test themselves, right? Like Genesis, for instance.
Oh, yeah, Genesis had a great night. She showed that she can play at that level. She had 25 points. Chance Graham had as a sophomore, I think it was 19 and 11. She had a double-double. Those kids, and those are the kids I'm looking to step up for us this year anyway. And they showed me, that they definitely can play at this level.
Well, there's also going to be games you're going to take on, during the course of the season where they're going to be the best players on the floor, right? And all of that is part of playing D1 basketball. And certainly for any of the schools, men's, women's, this time of the year, these relative mismatches, they're almost like preseason friendlies before conference games and stuff. This has been a tradition in basketball forever. I often do wonder what the losing side really does get out of it. You know what I mean? Not money side and all that, but just from a competitive standpoint, it's not fun to lose like that.
No, it's not fun to lose, but and I ask my kids to be competitive. We go hard at each other every day in practice, and I said this is an opportunity for us to go hard at somebody on a national level. One of the goals that I had is I wanted to keep Baylor under 100 points, and they were right at 100. They've been scoring 120, 130 points a night, and I wanted to slow them down a little bit, and I think we did. And it's interesting. We talk about these games, and they're like friendly type games. But you had the MEACs coming along. We had Norfolk State beat Virginia Commonwealth, and Hampton beat University of North Carolina the last couple of days. So it seems like a far stretch, but it's not. It's attainable, and we can knock somebody off.
Well, I think we've seen that throughout college basketball where there are enough good players to go around for the Gonzagas and the Butlers and back in the day the Georgetown, the little engines that become that next level of program. Hey, Fang did that for years on the men's side, over at your university. We're on the line with Wayne Burroughs. He joins us every week as well as Juan Dixon and a lot of the Coppin State coaches. Of course, we are your home for Eagles basketball. We're going to have some of Coach Burroughs' games on this year as well as the men's. CoppinStateSports.com is where to get all that information, a lot of the home games. And, things get a little less crazy after this Texas trip. You do have a Mount St. Mary's game, and I saw them come in and play a game here on the men's side this week. And then you have some other trips coming up later on in the month, Charleston, and then obviously Thanksgiving time. You guys are going to be out in the Bay Area, out in Berkeley, playing a couple of really big games out there with Cal and Missouri, right?
Yeah, we'll play Cal and Missouri. We're looking forward to that trip as well. But like I tell my kids, they're looking forward to going to California. I said, but there's a bunch of games we got to play between now and the 23rd.
Well, this is obviously the big trip and keeping them in line. But the Mount game, coming up over the weekend, is sort of more upon the level of where you're really going to, I would assume that's going to be a hell of a game, right?
Oh, yeah, it should be a great game. Two local schools going at it. We had a great game up there with them last year. I'm looking forward to having another good game at Coppin with them again this year. They have a coaching change. Like I was going through the coaching change last year. So it's an adjustment period for them. I just think it's going to be a really good game on Saturday.
Getting healthier?
Healthier. one of my top freshmen just tore her Achilles on Saturday night.
Oh man, and when that happens, especially young or early in a career like that, it really kind of shuts it down. Is there something that she could get another year? I know when injuries happen early in the year, there's all sorts of exceptions that are made, right?
Yeah, well, you have to apply through the NCAA to get the year back, but I'm sure, with her injury and all the documentation that will go with it, they'll give her year back. So, she's going to take probably the next 9 to 12 months to rehabilitate. And hopefully next year this time she'll be back 100%.
All right, well, let's keep them healthy, Coach. Go get them down there in Texas. We'll see you guys back when you get here. Game is on 2 o'clock this Saturday here at WNST. Lady Eagles taking on the Mount, as they say. Great to have you on, Coach. Travel back safely from deep in the heart of Texas, okay?
Thanks, Nestor. I appreciate it.
You got it. Nacogdoches, Texas. Stephen F. Austin on the backside of a big matchup with Baylor University. You'll be hearing a lot about the Lady Bears throughout the course of the season at Coppin State.